Hi, everybody. I hope you've had a good week. I'm losing more and more of you on Tuesday night, so it's down to Nicole and Sharon tonight. So it's the fun group. Been a tough week, I think, for a lot of people with Saturn and Pluto changing station. And actually, we have 4 planets that are changing station. And that, of course, we rolled into Scorpio time. And so for some of us, it can be rather challenging. And so I know my last 2 weeks have been very challenging for me. I'll be glad to get through this month. After this month, I should be all right. All right, so tonight we're going to do triads and quads. Now, what they are, and I sent the document to your email, and they are portals of possibilities in a reading. It's very rare to get a page, a knight, an ace, that's a triad, an ace, a page, a knight, or an ace, a page, a knight, and a 10, which is a quad in a reading. On occasion, I have had 3 of them for clients. Now that just means their entire year is going to be really filled with the possibilities of, what the seed of the aces bring in. And so we're going to talk about that. All right, so on your paper, I have the triad, which is the ace, the page, the knight. Any ace, any page, any knight. Also, let's say you only have 2 of those, but you have the sun, the star, the high priestess. The sun and the star can serve as the wild card in the group. So whatever is missing is the sun and the star bring it anyway, and actually make it more challenging and be more beneficial. Also, if you get a triad or a quad plus the sun and the star in a reading, that just magnifies that whole portal. So you've got something really fantastic coming your way. Now, the position of them, I usually count about 3 cards at the bottom in the past, up to about 5 cards after the 10 in the reading. So we're looking at about 18 cards that the triad or quad can be in. Talking about at the bottom, going back into your path, which is under your deck, or at the top, going out about 3 to 5 cards. So if you get an ace, a page, a knight, plus a 10, and those 18 cards, all right, that is your portal. Now, the aces bring in the seed of what's coming. Naturally, the Ace of Wands brings in a new inspiration or a new direction. The Ace, that's so weird seeing 2 of you, Nicole. It's like you're in dimensional stuff. The Ace of Wands brings you inspiration, and I don't know if y'all can see that. We have Nicole on the board twice here. So the one looks like it's doing completely different what she's original picture is just really pretty.
This is the unflattering picture right there.
Well, it looks like you're doing something completely different. It's really rather freaky. So, so the Ace of Wands is inspiration and a new direction. The Ace of Cups, of course, is emotion and feeling and love. The Ace of Swords is elimination and focus. And the Ace of Pentacles would be money, job, career. So the aces carry the seed of the potential. The knights carry the action of the potential, what the universe wants you to do with that potential. It can also bring in action. The pages carry the feeling. The knights carry the action. Remember, knights pertain to movement and change. So something's going to change, except for that Knight of Pentacles. He's a little slow. The Knight of Wands is movement, possibly moving in a new residence or moving into a new job. The Knight of Cups is movement into perhaps a relationship or something that makes you very happy. The Knight of Swords, he's quick, moving into something that's going to move rather fast or be eliminated just out of the blue.
Which one was that?
The Knight of Swords is he brings change that will either be very, very fast or eliminated out of the blue. He's I call him my blindsider. You don't see him coming. He's rather quick. He can happen within hours and days.
Okay.
The Knight of Pentacles, of course, brings the action of job, money, career, finances, like a job offer or a job interview or a contract on a house, that type of thing. Now, the pages bring the emotion. So how you want to feel about this portal. The Page of Wands is communication that's going to lead you in a new direction. The Page of Cups, communication that's going to make you feel good. The Page of Swords, either very fast communication, intuitive communication, and or no communication. You're getting the passive aggressive silent treatment, or you're waiting to hear. The Page of Pentacles, of course, is written communication or communication and feelings about school and career. Now, when that is your triad. So just those three cards alone in a reading indicate something very important and significant is coming for yourself and or your client. When you add a 10, that means what is coming is going to take you to a new level of experience. When you have a 10 in the reading, for instance, the 10 of Wands, it means you might be overwhelmed, you might be overloaded, but by golly, you're going to see it through. The 10 of Cups, whatever comes, it's going to be your heaven on earth and can bring you great happiness and joy. The 10 of Swords. Or you might see shimmers of old patterns, self-sabotage, it's gonna, something may change at the 11th hour, but the 10 of Swords can bring challenge. The 10 of Pentacles, just like that 10 of Cups, can bring happy, happy, joy, joy, your best job, your best house, your best life. And so that's always a good portend. At the bottom of your page, I tell you what the Knights bring in. Yes, Sharon?
Did you see what the 10 of Wands was? Because I didn't see that.
The 10 of Wands is you're going to take on the burden. You're going to push through. You don't care how long it takes or what you have to do to see it through. You will push through.
Thank you.
It is being very labored upon. It is being, you just can't carry anymore. Kind of like my last 2 weeks. I'm definitely in the 10 of Wands. So that's the way it is. All right, so that tells you a little bit about the quads. Now, I play these cards loose and light. All right. I don't go specifically by the paper. I intuit my way through these portals. I can see them there. Oh, I need to pay attention to this. And of course, it's the cards that are around these cards as well that's going to influence them. Once again, getting the sun and the star usually means something. This is going to bring great magic and happiness in their life. As well as you get the devil or the moon or the tower. This portal or triad could bring great devastation. And so that is a warning when you have those kind of cards in it. All right, so I'm going to go to some shares. This first one you've already seen before, but I'm going to use it again. All right. So in the middle, we have the 9 of Pentacles. And we have the, let me see, any more 9s? No. So we have the 9 of Pentacles, in the past, the 5 of Pentacles, and the Queen of Pentacles. Crossing is the 2 of Swords and the 8 of Pentacles. Crowning at the top is the Ace of Cups, 6th position, 4 of Pentacles, 8th position, 3 of Wands, 9th position is your Page, and 10th position is your Knight, with the Empress and the 10 at the end. So we have our Ace, Ace of Cups. So we have feeling. We have Page of Wands. It tells you a little bit, you know, a direction they want to take. And the Knight of Pentacles, he's the slow mover, but he is kind of talking to you about money. All right, so apparently the reading is about this Queen of Swords down here. And when you look at this reading, the Queen of Swords, because she's with the 9 of Pentacles, she is feeling plentiful. She's feeling prosperous. All right, but the cards that are around her are the 5 of Pentacles, the 4 of Pentacles, the Knight of Pentacles, the 10 of Pentacles. So this is, this reading could be about job, or it could also be about shopping. So I think before we talked about shopping, so let's make it a job this time. So this Queen of Swords is thinking about a new job because that 5 of Pentacles is there. The 5 of Pentacles means she's not making enough money. But she happens to like her job at Ace. The Ace of Cups is there. But the 2 of Swords crosses her. So she's in between her mind and her heart. Her mind says, you know, there's not enough money. I'd like to maybe look for a different job or apply for a raise or a promotion. And of course, her heart says, but I like it here. I like my coworkers. I like the work I do. All right. And so that leads to the 7th position, which is the 8 of Pentacles. The 8 of Pentacles is the worker bee card. She works and she works and she works. So they do not consider her a master. The master would be the 3 of Pentacles. The 8 of Pentacles is she's a worker bee on the job, but she wants to further herself. So the universe is saying, well, you know, especially that 8 of Cups across from that Knight of Pentacles, they are encouraging her to start looking for a job. And so the what she needs to do, though, is she needs to save her money. But this also brings to the reading the 4 of Pentacles and that 10 of Pentacles. And that Three of Wands is what? Should she look outside her area? Or should she stay? And movement, remember, moving to a new house is the Four of Pentacles and Ten of Pentacles. So should she move outside her area? So this reading could be even a reading about buying a home. So there's different perspectives that we have here. So the universe is encouraging her with the Ace of Cups and that Three of Wands, which rules the computer, and the Page of Wands, which rules looking for a job or waiting for communication about a new direction. And so here's your Ace, here's your Seed. I want to feel better about my work. The Page of Wands says, okay, where do we want to look? What direction are we going in? The Knight of Pentacles, okay, that's telling her she's probably going to get an interview right away. And now the 10 is also telling her, so okay, what season does the Ace of Cups rule? March, April, May. So this reading probably was done in the springtime. Now, with that Knight of Pentacles and that 10 of Pentacles, remember that Knight of Pentacles moves a little slow. It could be 10 months or to October before she finds a new job that she's happy with. Now, if that Knight was a cup or a wand or a sword, it would have been a faster movement. And so that Knight of Pentacles with that 10 of Pentacles makes it a little slower. The 10 of Pentacles could also be 10 weeks. So on your paper, it says the location of the 10. Says a transition from one level of your life to another is definitely to be expected. And so the reading says it's okay to go look for a job. But you now have to figure out, do you want to stay in your area or do you want to look outside your area? The Four of Pentacles tells her, well, we need to save our money just in case we get to move. Now, the moving to a new house is usually the Knight of Wands. And so I feel this is more like moving into a new job. So she will stay where she's at with that Four of Pentacles. She's sitting on her money. And it may be slow getting that job coming, but it will be coming. And you would probably tell her with that Three of Wands, you'll find it on the internet. So you need to probably go to LinkedIn or one of the other job sites on there where you can find. So the Ace of Cups is the universe saying, yeah, we feel good about you going for a new job. That Knight of Pentacles says, yeah, let's go for that new job, but it may take us some time. And the Page of Wands says, be prepared. You're going to have calls or you may get an interview pretty soon. So with that 10 of Pentacles up there by the Empress, all right, a possibility that her mother goes with her or has something, maybe she moves closer to mother. So just, pay attention to that. So here's a reading with your quad. So this is an excellent opportunity showing that someone is going to do well in going for a new job. All right, any questions, Sharon or Nicole? No? Okay. All right. Does that make it any clearer, Nicole?
A little bit. I'm a slow learner.
Okay. Well, it took me a while to get the triads and quads down because I was like, this is for feeling, this is for action. And I was trying to be too specific about it. So that's why I'm saying just play it a little loose and light and just know that it is a significant time period for the person. And the aces, yes, tell you the seed, but they usually also tell you the time period as well as when you should expect it. All right, the next one
So
is,
wait, it doesn't matter where they are in the scheme of things. They just have, it's kind of like a reading within a reading then, right?
right, yeah, it's just a weaving, it just creates a space for. Now, on your paper, I did, it says the location of the 10.
Oh, yeah.
That is there, but like I said, I play it loose and light. So,
Okay, so can I ask a question about the sevens? Why the sevens are on there? We haven't, or are you going to discuss that?
no, I didn't discuss it.
Oh, are you?
Okay, because I just want to, I'm going to add, well, I'll get to it though.
Okay. That's what I was wondering.
Okay. All right, so right now we're just doing the triads and quads. Okay, here's another one. All right, well, this this is mine. See if you can figure out what's going on here. Okay, so I know I have an ace in here. Where is it? Okay, no ace. But I have the star. So the ace, the star will be my ace. I have a page of wands. And I also have a page of swords. And I have a knight. All right. I also at the bottom, I have the moon, the 5 of pentacles, and the 9 of swords. Crowning me, I have the 10 of pentacles. In first position, I have the 7 of swords. In the past position, I have the 10 of wands. In sixth position, I have the Knight of Pentacles. Seventh position, the Page of Swords. Eighth position, which is outside influence coming in, is Justice. Ninth position is the Star and the 9 of Cups. So as I said, there is no ace, but I do have a star. So she plays my ace. So immediately I look for my ace and I'm like, where's my ace? Okay, I have the star. So it says, hold your faith, have hope. At the bottom, obviously with the moon, the 5 of pentacles and the 9 of swords, someone is coming from what? What's going on? Moon, 5 of pentacles and 9 of swords. Come on, you two.
Well, that would mean that your darkest fears of being basically without money, and this talking about the worry, and I mean basically the worry and the that's the past, right?
Yes.
Okay, so being worried about and fearful of losing all your money.
Right.
Which was baseless.
Yeah, but you really, these 3 cards right here are 3 of the worst cards in the deck to get together.
Right.
Yep.
The moon brings in the unknown and fear. And remember, the moon holds your deep, dark fears like codependency, abandonment, poverty consciousness, that type of thing. The 5 of pentacles rules not having enough money. They're outside the building, so it can rule being homeless. And the 9 of swords, of course, is this to me, the 9 of swords is the anguish card. Your soul is writhing, and you get it with these 3 cards. This is just, you're being tortured. You're having nightmares. You're having anxiety. And plus you have that 7 of swords in the middle of the reading. You're probably having some PTSD. So you're having high anxiety here. So basically, this has been my last month because of this Page of Swords. And with that 10 of Pentacles up there in the 6th position, it's about my house. And so, you know, the last 10 months, I have just been pushing through. So here is a person that has suffered, that has, you know, carried it for 10 months. The 7 of Swords is now in the middle position. Remember, the 7 of Swords is lack of trust. Somebody trying to manipulate you or sneak with you. And so what's crossing you is the Page of Wands and the Page of Swords. Basically, I'll tell you what this is about. I kept calling my mortgage company. I called them a dozen times. And they gave me the Page of Swords. As soon as I said my name and my house number, she said, I'm transferring you. And then they stopped the phone call. So I got hung up on probably a dozen times. So all that did was just increase this Moon and 5 of Pentacles and 9 of Swords. So the Knight says, you know, basically it's time to, the movement is around the money. I did finally talk to someone last week, and of course Justice card is here. That's the court system. But I got the Star and the 9 of Cups. So the mortgage company said they would not take my house because I have not missed payment, and I was not surrendering my home in the bankruptcy. But because those nasty people are being nice tonight, the 7 of Swords and the Page of Swords, the 7 of Swords and Page of Swords is communication deliberately being withheld.
Ugh.
It was just awful. I mean, I thought I was going to lose my home because they also they didn't tell me, this is another thing, they didn't tell me that they were going to stop taking my payments. And so that Knight says, with the action, he's in action position. He said, you're going to have to give somebody some money. So I did. I made my payments. I couldn't do it online. I had to mail it to them.
Why would they stop taking your money?
My attorney said it's a normal thing to do. And when you are not surrendering your house, he said you become pretty much shit on their shoe, and they're afraid to talk to you because he's the attorney. He can sue them for talking to me. So basically, my attorney had to get a hold of them and tell them it's okay to talk to her. Hence the justice. So I didn't know that had to happen. So he called the mortgage company and said, please talk to her, because I couldn't get an answer. You know, his office couldn't tell me whether or not the mortgage company was going to take the house. That's up to the mortgage company. So for about a month, I have been in hell. I really have been. And so, but, you know, I got the Star and the 9 of Cups, so I will be okay as long as I stay current on my payment, which I've never missed. So this is what a nasty little thing can happen. Okay, so you're saying, well, how is this a positive portal? Because it looks pretty damn bad. It's because of the Star and the 9 of Cups. And so you're saying, well, gee, this looks like a really bad portal. All right. No ace, but I have the Star. You know, I have 2 pages and that Knight. And so obviously there's going to be a challenge. There will be a challenge in this portal before everything becomes the Nine of Cups. So this is how you have to look at this type of reading. It's going to be all right, but the person is going to walk through hell with gasoline shorts. And what would I do without my house? I'm self-employed and I'm old. No one would loan me money. I couldn't buy a new home. So here I go into rentals. And what would I do? There would go my business. Most landlords don't let you have businesses in your home. So, you know, there I was in the moon. I don't know what I'm going to do. The Five of Pentacles. How am I going to do my work? The Nine of Swords. OMG. You know, in the middle of the night, I was getting like 2 hours sleep for like a month. So this kind of portal here is challenging, but it ends well. So tomorrow I go to the trustee and I'm done. And then I get discharged in January, and it's over. So, you know I'm doing a lot of self-talk here, but, you know, what do you do when you get this kind of reading for yourself? You know, and this is basically what I got last week. I think this reading was last Tuesday for myself. I had just was definitely on my knees by then, trying to reach these people, and they wouldn't let me talk to them until Friday morning. So finally I did. So there you go. There's your triad, your page, your knight, your star is your ace. All right, now this is of a client this week. So we got a lot of cards, and I went, this last row over here is, I went out further. All right, so the Ace of Wands is the ace, and we have a Knight of Wands and another ace, an Ace of Swords. So we're looking for that page and the Page of Swords right here. And we also have the 10 of Pentacles. So in this reading, we have a quad. Now, when you have a quad, it usually means it might take a little longer for things to happen. Now, we do have a Knight of Wands, so he is rather quick. So things will move rather quickly into this position. First position is the Sun crossed by Death. And you're like, okay, that doesn't sound very supported. Down in 7th position is the Seven of Swords. So remember, when you have the Sun in a reading, it diminishes the worst part of the reading. What this reading is about is this Two of Cups up here, crowning them. At the bottom is the Ace of Wands, the Star, and the Page of Swords. Now, the Ace of Wands is a new direction is coming. The Star says we should take it. The Page of Swords goes, oh, wait a minute. And so hence we have the Death card and that Nine of Wands. So we have things to slow this down. We have the Page of Swords, the Death card, and the Nine of Wands. Plus, we have an Ace of Wands going over to the Ace of Swords. So from August to Thanksgiving, and December, January, and February with that Ace of Swords, it's going to take that long, probably, before we know the outcome of this situation. Her situation right now is right here in these 4 cards. She has the Sun and the Star. So that tells her something really good is about to come for her boyfriend. This reading was about her boyfriend. But there was a king in here. Somehow he got lost. There was a King of Wands in here. So the reading was about her, but it was also about her boyfriend. That King of Wands went to this knight, what needs to be done is he wants to pick up that stick. And so here's your card of moving right here. So we have 2 aces from August until February is when this portal should take place. With the sun and the star for her boyfriend, they're encouraging him to pick up the stick. Because he's making, he's only making 6 of Pentacles. And so 6 of Pentacles leads to that 10 of Pentacles up there. So he's definitely going to increase his money. However, there's a relationship. He's just a boyfriend. And they haven't known each other very long. So this is the problem. We have the 2 of Cups, and then we also have the Lovers on the board. And so the 7 of Swords is in 7th position. So the 7th of Swords is, she's not trusting the situation. They haven't known each other very long. Plus, she also has family. Outside influence coming in is the Lovers. She also has family here. Her parents are here. He wants to move to Columbus, or where was it? It would have been further than that, Michigan. So it would have been a 3 to 4 hour drive. So she's hedging. It's like, I got the Death card and the 7 of Swords and the Page of Swords. So right here is her hedge. I don't trust the situation. I don't know him very well. OMG, I have to leave my family. And so now we're stalling. The 9 of Wands comes along. But she also says, I don't want to keep him from having an amazing experience. And so the universe does encourage him to pick up the wand, and with that 4 of Wands and 10 of Pentacles to move. Now, so this is going to be taking place from August, which came last week, so it's already in place. So we're looking at last week to February. And I told her, well, I said, this is going to give you some time to work on the relationship and grow the relationship and learn more about one another. But she's like, my children go to school here. I have family here. I don't want to move to Michigan. I love my home. And she goes, that wasn't on the table. That wasn't a bargain for me. He wanted to be here. But he said there's no jobs here. That he wanted to relocate. And so, this 9 of Wands can be 28 days, but it can also be 9 months, which would lead us to November, December, January, February, March, April, May, June, July. All right, so next July. However, when we go into this with the 10 of Pentacles and the 4 of Wands, the Ace of Swords is there with the Hermit and 5 of Pentacles. So what happens?
Say that again. The Ace of Swords is with what?
The Ace of Swords is there with the Hermit and the 5 of Pentacles. What happens?
He moves and leaves her behind.
He leaves her behind.
Yeah.
But she can't do it. She can't go with him. So, and I told her, I said, just give it some time. That 9 of Wands was there. And I said, let him go on ahead if that's something he really wants to do. And, you could be a long distance relationship. And she's like, Renee, I don't want to leave. I'm like, well, then you need to search for guys and date. So, because it looks like he's leaving. And so he hasn't made up his mind yet. Although he did have an interview, and it looks pretty good. So more than likely, we will know probably by January, February, March what's going to be happening. So remember out here, this is future potential, though I don't know what happens yet. But she was pretty adamant that she is not moving because her family's here and her children are here.
But she could be included on those top two, right?
Yes, because of the Four of Wands, she could.
Right.
She could. But she doesn't, that's another thing. She doesn't know him well enough.
Yeah.
So, and I told her, well, this Nine of Wands is going to give you some time to get to know one another. So we'll see. It doesn't look either he leaves her behind or they break up, or, I don't know that I'll ever know the outcome, in case she would have to call me back. I did tell her to keep me posted. But with the sun, it looked really good for him. And I told her, I said, you're going to have to tell him it looks really good and to go for it. And she's like, oh, I really hoped, now this is another thing. This is another thing. He could, with that Nine of Wands there, he could procrastinate and hold off. So there would be a delay. And this is what I told her. I would hate to see that happen to him because it looks like a really good opportunity.
Yeah.
So when you have the Nine of Wands with the Knight of Wands, that slows things down. Remember that Nine of Wands is procrastination card, and so it delays that night, slows him down, because probably would happen rather quicker if she was willing. So he's unsure, So apparently they're smitten with one another, but we'll have to see. All right, and then any questions on that one? Okay. Then we have this one. All right, here's one, the Triads, the Ace page, and the Knight. I don't even remember what this one was about. This is another reading. So we have the Ace of Swords. So that is a process of elimination or focus, and it rules December, January, February. We have the Page of Swords, which is communication psychically or no communication. And then we have the Knight of Swords, which is fast change, and it happens very, very quick. All right, so in the past, we have the Four of Cups, the Magician in past, the Moon is in the middle, and the Seven of Cups is crossing. With the Three of Pentacles in seventh position, the Moon, Seven of Cups, and Three of Pentacles. All right, so whenever I get the Moon and Seven of Cups with the Magician, right here is a conjunction, and it is not positive for the Magician. Plus, you have the Four of Cups. So it seems like these cups have been coming and he hasn't taken it. So this Magician doesn't really know what he wants. So whenever you have the Magician, Four of Cups, Seven of Cups, and Moon, it means this Magician just doesn't know. And for the Magician not to know what he wants operates as a detriment to that Magician. The Magician is the starter of the whole story. Crowning is the Page of Swords. In sixth position, the action position is the Chariot. And in outside influence is Four of Swords, which is taking time out. It can also be the COVID card now. And then the Ace of Swords and the Knight of Swords. So the thing here, who can start me out? What's going on here? You guys are quiet. You're like, oh damn. No,
It doesn't look good.
No, for sure.
okay.
I mean, we start out with the moon. That's
Yeah, well, right here, we definitely have a problem. So he's unsure about what he wants. And so in this particular case, you have the Chariot and the Knight of Swords.
oh,
The
good
Chariot
Lord.
and the Knight of Swords usually means going somewhere. All right, so he would like to go somewhere, but he doesn't know where, and he hesitates because of the Four of Swords. And so the universe is telling him with the Ace of Swords, December, January, and February, probably best not to go. And so they're saying, because you see this Knight of Swords is coming back.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, and so the universe says no, we shouldn't go out December, January, and February. And I think the situation here with the Three of Pentacles is that they wanted to go to Europe, Ireland, Germany, and so on for January, February, March. And so basically what I see here is that the COVID card blocks that. And so the universe is saying probably not the best time to travel. So
Yeah,
here you are with a triad, and now it's all three of the same suit. So when you get all three of the same suit, especially these swords, obviously means probably elimination.
So I would
Meaning-
go
meaning
to
if they-
bed and
What, Sharon?
I was gonna say I'd probably go to bed and pull the sheet over my head and just sleep till February.
Till Groundhog's Day? Okay.
So would that mean that they went, somebody might die or be injured?
Well, we don't have the death card here, no, but somebody could get sick. And
Okay.
that to me is what it's warning about.
Okay.
That Four of Swords on the table, somebody could get COVID, or even worse, you get over it in a foreign country and can't get back, like a lot of them did last year. I had a friend who was stuck in poor her, she was stuck in some tropical place for 2 months. They wouldn't let her come back. I mean, it was a beautiful place that she was stuck in, but she had pets and family that she had to come back to, and she was not allowed back in. And so that happened in February, March of last year. She got stuck out in a foreign country. And so now this is another thing, and that could be exactly what this means. Because of COVID influence, that Knight and Ace of Swords, see, he comes back in, they could be blocked from coming back in. And so that's what this reading could actually mean, is you're not going to get back in. So, you're right. It's not the best reading. To me, this is a portal of warning. So, to pay attention when you get something like this, yes, you need to pay attention. Okay.
Wow.
All right. So, any questions?
It's becoming more clear.
Okay. All right.
It's a lot. I mean, that's a lot. I mean,
I know. So, if they were all pentacles, it would mean about money, and it would mean about career, and definitely to go for it. But when you have a triad of swords like that, that's definitely a heads up. You need to pay attention. So, that's your triads and quads. So it basically means a significant time period that's important, significant, or beneficial, or a warning to yourself or the client. I don't get them often. I may get, a couple of triads 2 or 3 times a month, but it really depends on what the person is going through. Mostly the readings are about love, and the second is job, and then moving, and then just in general. So
That 10 of Pentacles, you said that signifies the home?
yes, it does.
Okay.
Because, all the 10 of Pentacles have houses on them. So it's a home. It can also be inheritance or the job of your dreams. So it depends on what's around it. With the 10 of Pentacles, if it means your house, you will usually see the 4 of Wands beside it and the 4 of Pentacles beside it. So that's a conjunction, which we're going to get into the conjunctions next week.
And if it were
Is
an inheritance, would you have like the Pentacles?
What?
If it were an inheritance, would you have the Pentacles around it?
I'm not hearing that first part.
If it were an inheritance,
Inheritance.
would it be surrounded with Pentacles?
No, you'd probably have the Death card around that.
Okay.
With the 6 of P or the Knight of P, money coming from a death.
Okay.
Now the conjunctions are blue billion. And you just kind of learn on your own. Plus, you can set up, remember, in your own reading, you can set up certain conditions that this is what this means. And so my condition for COVID is the Tower and the 4 of Swords. The 4 of Swords used to mean just vitamin deficiency. Now it's taken on, okay, you're going to get sick. And I had a guy come to me in early September, and he had the Page of Swords, Knight of Swords, Devil card, and then he got the 4 of Swords and Tower and Death and Temperance. And I had to ask him, have you been vaxxed? And he goes, no, I'm not going to do that. And I go, well, now this is, I don't care what your political beliefs are, but in your reading, this is what these cards can mean. With the Page of Swords, the Knight of Swords, and the Devil, it can mean that you're causing yourself problems if you don't get the needle, which is the sword. And then he had the 4 of Swords and Tower. And I asked him, I said, are you sick? Do you have something in you now that you know about? And he goes, no, I'm fine. I'm in perfect health. He is fighting for his life now in the Cincinnati hospital.
Wow.
And he met my good friend Ursula this summer. So they were making plans to get married. I was going to go down and marry them. And he is fighting for his life, and I encouraged him. I said, I know none of us want to take the vaccine. None of us do. There's not enough information about it. But in this reading, because of the Devil card, I would have to say it could not getting vaccinated could cause you problems. And, and that's all we discussed. And so he wrote me and he goes, I wish I would have listened to you. I mean, he has been intubulated. He's lost part of his lung. He's going to be on antibiotics for 6 months. He has to go through and take some sort of machine that he will be carrying around for almost a year. And all of this is because of this fucking virus. And it's just an awful situation. So this is how it shows up in my readings. And so, I don't care what your beliefs are. I'm just letting you know how it would look in your reading. And if you get these kind of cards in your reading, you should look at it as a threat. and at least do some heavy duty prevention, which is what I told him. Increase your C, get on zinc, start taking elderberry, start wearing masks, don't go out in groups, you know, but oh no, they went to a big old party and half the party got sick.
Wow.
So, you know, that's the way it works now. But when I see this kind of stuff in reading, I'm just passing along to you the interpretation and what it can look like. So, any questions about tonight? The triads and quads act as an enhancement to your reading. And so it takes your reading up a level. It takes the importance of your reading into a new level of excitement and possibilities. And so it's something to, you know, be mindful of and to look for that. Now, next week, we're going to really get into the numbers of the tarot and the conjunctions of the tarot and the timing of the tarot. Now, Sharon, you said something about the sevens. So if the triad and quad have sevens in it, it says sevens, any seven brings in change. The nature of that change is determined by the suit of the seven, plus the content of the reading. The number of sevens, if you have more than one, will indicate the intensity of the change. They may also indicate that there will be a series of changes. And then your 10s represent a transition of one level to another. Remember, the sevens can be 7 days, 7 weeks, 7 months, 7 years. I don't do 7-year readings. I don't know. You know, I know when people get on the spiritual path, a lot of times I'll see the hermit with the 9 of Pentacles. So that will probably tell me they'll be studying for 9 years, which, you know, easily done when you're on a spiritual path. So now we're getting into the nitty gritty. Now we're getting into what separates you from an average reader. I've been kind of watching every now and then. I'll check into YouTube and watch other tarot people, what they're teaching on there. And to my knowledge, no one teaches this kind of stuff. So it kicks you up a notch to have this kind of knowledge. And so you can help yourself more and you can help others more. All right. Well, I hope we all have a better week coming up. Stay well and stay positive. I love you. And please let me know if you're going to be continuing next week or you will not be sent the new YouTube or Zoom codes. So I will post probably tonight's class tonight, but I need to hear from you by next Monday if you're going to continue on. Remember, I have reduced the price to $40. So if you're reviewing, of course, it's free. So just to let you know that. All right. I love you. Stay well. Stay positive. Bye-bye.